If you know any illegal immigrant, or if you're an illegal immigrant in the United States, now this is for you. This is why I'm making this video. Please kindly share this with them. If you've been following what's been happening in the United States for the past few months, you realize one thing. Trump administration is against illegal immigration. So he's an illegal immigrant. Now, is anybody that is staying in the United States without authorization, or that came into the United States without authorization, or that overstayed their visa? These are the people that are regarded as illegal immigrants. So what should you do in this case? Now, if you notice, if you've been following the news, within the last 5 months, over 10,000 people have been deported. There are over 10 to 11 million illegal immigrants in the United States. So what does this tell you? It is practically impossible for the United States to deport all the illegal immigrants in their country. Number one, it's going to be very expensive. It's not cost effective to deport 11 million people. The logistic, the resources, the technology, and all these things, I mean, no country is prepared for that, because 11 million or 10 million is equivalent to countries in a country. This is the average population of most countries around the world. So this is to tell you that it's almost impossible for the United States to deport 11 million people from their country. Now, if you fall into this category, what should you do? Or what can you do? Based on my own research and based on the things I've seen that has happened in other countries that experience these same issues, these are the things I feel, or that I think the United States is going to do going forward. Firstly, there's going to be a lot of noise. Like, a lot of people will be arrested, a lot of people will be deported, a lot of people will be detained. This would happen, but this is not sustainable in the long run. I've been following the news for the last 5 months. You realize that there's a lot of media reports. Basically, what they are trying to do is to create a lot of fear. And as we've seen, a lot of people have gone back on their own, while a lot of people are still within the country. Some are hiding, some are trying to be careful, because you never can tell who's going to report you or when they're going to catch you. So now there's going to be a lot of media report, or 10,000 people, over 400,000 people have been identified within the last few months, or within the next few months, they're going to deport so number of people. This media stuff will be going around. This is to create fear. A lot of people will naturally just want to go back, because they were like, man, I'd rather go back to my country willingly than be deported. So that will happen. That's the first stage. Now it's going to get to a stage whereby it will be impossible for the IC or the US authorities to catch some of these people. So in the long run, what they're going to be doing is they're going to offer like a cash reward for people that are willing to go willingly, like without stress. And trust me, a lot of people will take that cash prize. It's not, everything I'm saying is just based on my own research, or based on what I think the United States will do going forward. So based on other countries I've seen, I feel this is what the United States will end up doing. Another thing is this: they're going to offer like an amnesty program for people that have stayed in the United States for such a number of years. So which means maybe for people that have children, people that have stayed in the United States, people that have done some significant things to help the United States, or for people that studied in the past and they overstayed their visas. Like, there will be some criteria that you have to meet for you to qualify for that. I think these are some of the things that they'll be doing, either to incorporate people into their country or to send people out of their country. So whichever way, you have to be prepared. So one thing they'll be doing is they'll be doing a lot of vetting. So your social media posts, what you've been doing within the last few months, if anything go against the United States policy, there's a very high chance that your amnesty will not be approved, or you'll be sent back to your country. Number two, so ensure that you've been law-abiding. Ensure that you have no criminal record, you have no tickets upon tickets. So for example, like if you have had a lot of traffic-related tickets, there's a very high chance that they might not give you. So which means watch what you post on social media. The third one is if you have been involved in any form of illegal stuff, or you've gone to jail in the past, there's a very high chance that you won't be getting any of this. So your best bet will just be either to come or to keep hiding. So which I wouldn't advise anyway. So these are some of the things that might happen within the next few months or few years down the line. So another thing is this: they'll make stricter laws to prevent people from coming in, which one of the ones we've seen is the temporarily stopping students' dates for some of their consulates or embassies around the world. So they will make sure that they put in stricter measures for people to come into their country. So it's not going to be as easy as it used to be. But guess what? That doesn't mean the United States is going to be stopping their visa applications or prevent people from coming to their country. If you notice, one of the reasons why the US is growing rapidly is based on the fact that people from all over the world come to their country and they're united. So And this has been what has kept them going on. So I don't think they're going to stop that. They also introduced newer paths for people to migrate to their countries. Like some of the things we've seen whereby citizenship or permanent residence is for sale. So something like that. So there might be rewards. Okay, if you come into our country with so number of money or so amount of money, so amount of investment, you'll be getting a permanent residence. Again, Trump is not here to play. He always said American first, and trust me, he's going to do everything within his power to always ensure that he puts his people first. So this is not a crime. This is what any great leader would do. So, but however, you have to be careful. Be careful where you go to. If you're not supposed to drive, please don't drive, especially if you don't have papers, because it won't make sense after you've been deported and you now see all these things coming to. So which means you might just keep your head on the low for now, ensure you stay out of trouble. As you can see, there's a lot of road search. So if you're not supposed to go anywhere, just stay home. I mean, put your head down. Also, some things you need to also understand is if you have done any form of fraudulent activities in the United States, if they offer these things and you go, there's a very high chance that you'll be caught, because sometimes they have your records, they have your details, and they're just waiting for you to show up. So, which means you are better off just going back to your country. So if you have done anything illegal, if you have been wanted, best thing is just go back to your country, because if they catch you, they're going to either jail you or send you back to your country. So it just makes sense to always stay on the right side of the law. So I'm not advocating for you to do anything illegal. That's why I always want to ensure that you stay on the right side of the law. So be well prepared. So if you have any document to show things you've done positively for the United States, keep those evidences, because trust me, it's going to come out handy very soon. So again, if you have been paying taxes, even if you're undocumented, if you have been doing stuff right, little things like you've been paying some levies, ensure you keep all these evidences to show that you've been a good resident of that particular community. Also, there are some things you have to also do. Volunteer. Make sure you're always showing up in the right places. So for example, if there's flood in your area, ensure that you volunteer for such kind of activity so that people can actually vouch for you. Make sure you're always on the right side of the law. That is going to help you during the documentation process. So, and I think these are some of the things that might be happening within the next few months. So ensure you stay safe. See you next time. If you know anybody that this is going to help, please kindly forward this to them. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.